5 sectors where child labor can be found majorly in India. While India ratified the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Children in 1992, firmly establishing that we stood against child labor, the decades that followed have made it an even more pressing issue. Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh and Maharashtra are India's biggest child labor employers, hiring over half of India's total child labor market. Over 1.26 crore children are today caught in this evil business. Campaign against child labor data. Tens of thousands of children work 14 to 16 hours a day, with scant access to water and nutrition, in a variety of professions. However, there are 5 sectors of note, for their high child labor employment and poor working conditions. Garment industry, handicraft, leather, glass, gems, and jewellery industry. Child labor runs rampant in India's garment industry, hidden away in small, owner-operated enterprises or home setups. A Save the Children's report on the garment industry in Delhi, 2015, found that the capital's 8,000-plus garment laborers experience loud noise, poor lighting, poor ventilation, and sharp tools. 36% of home workers are never paid. The report opened Delhi's eyes to the practice and made the city realize that the city needed government, civil society, communities, and industries to come together and end the practice. Rugs and carpets. Brick kilns. India's brick kilns traditionally have used child laborers, with children assisting their parents, working long hours and neglecting their education. Unorganized sectors. Child labor can be easily spotted in India's unorganized sector. Children are hired as cheap and fast workers in tea shops, dabas, small shops, and as personal servants and errand boys. After the unorganized agriculture sector, it is the unorganized, informal sector which is the biggest child labor employer. The largely family-owned informal sector prefers child labor for low costs and easy to hire, easy to fire outlook towards children. Even school-going children work in after-school home-based labor. Agriculture. 2011 census data shows that the agriculture sector might be India's biggest buyer of child labor. Children are hired for everything from cotton and cottonseed production to sugarcane, soybean, and paddy transplantation, and work long hours for low pay and poor living conditions. There are approximate 8 lakh children living in cotton communities in the states of Punjab, Haryana and Rajasthan after freeing 65,000 children from child labor in a pilot project across 1,866 villages of Gujarat and Maharashtra. Thousands of farmers pledged for child labor-free processes. Fireworks. India's fireworks sector is one of the biggest, yet most well-hidden employers of child labor. It has been repeatedly noted in Sivakasi, the South Indian town that is famed across India for matches and fireworks. These children work long hours, especially during India's festive season, in cramped conditions. Direct exposure to chemicals used in fireworks harms their lungs, skin, and triggers ailments in the future. With hidden child labor, small manufacturers of both licensed and unlicensed fireworks are able to keep costs low and make large profits. Conclusion. There is today global attention on India's child labor problem. A recent U.S. Department of Labor featured India among 74 countries with significant incidence of critical working conditions in the list of goods produced by child labor or forced labor. Children are forced into child labor as they are caught in the crossfire of poverty and become a source of money for their family. India's 2006 amendment to the Child Labour Prohibition and Regulation Act needs support to be implemented from non-governmental organizations. How to eliminate and prevent child labor in your supply chain. This checkpoints allows you to create interactive checklists to help you eliminate child labor in your company. Analysis of the situation. Review national laws regarding child labor. Refer to your buyer's requirements. Check the age of your employees. Identify hazardous work. Carry out workplace risk assessment. Stop hiring children below the minimum age. Remove children from hazardous work. Reduce the hours for children under the minimum age. Strategic actions. Apply a safety and health management system. Use the link between Labor Inspection and Workplace Occupational Safety and Health Committee. Compose a Code of Labor Practice. Support of child household and welfare. Provide support to children found in child labor. Elimination of the need for child labor. Adapt your business to a child labor-free reality. Let your suppliers know your requirements. Ensure your new suppliers do not use child labor. Establish one or more monitoring systems. Why it is important for companies to be sure they are not using child labor and to meet the expectations of consumers, governments, workers, and society. To do this, they sometimes use social compliance auditing. Some companies use internal or first-party social audits to check if business units are following company policy on child labor. Another approach might be to monitor suppliers. This is known as buyer or second-party monitoring. Although used by both international buyers and domestic producers, second-party monitoring can be difficult when there are many sub-producers involved in production. The best approach might be that a company can employ an external organization like AGCS to monitor its work sites or, more commonly, those of its suppliers. Monitoring child labor means doing reliable and regular checks on workplaces. It is rarely possible to employ someone to do this full-time for you. However, the AGCS can monitor site through unannounced visit to the sites, interview with the managers and workers on regular basis and can report any use of child labor. How internal auditing, a system in which the company inspects itself. Also known as first-party auditing, it is the easiest to manage but may lack credibility. Buyer auditing, a process in which a buyer inspects its suppliers, also known as second-party auditing. It is used both by international buyers to check on their producers and by domestic producers who subcontract to other companies. External auditing, an external organization inspects your company's work sites or, more commonly, those of your suppliers. Their audits will be more trustworthy if this organization has a good reputation and has received full training on child labor. How AGCS can help you to eliminate child worker in your supply chain. Why it is important for companies to be sure they are not using child labor by monitoring the suppliers, buyers, producers, sub-producers, and contractors involved in production. Our auditors inspects your company's work sites or, more commonly, those of your suppliers. AGCS audits are trustworthy and have a good reputation and has received full training on auditing of the child labor aspects. We also involve trade unions and managers, and develop monitoring system where people in the workplace keep a daily watch on the situation, effectively preventing child labor from happening and identifying any cases that do occur. Our experts help you identify, address, and prevent future instances of child labor, creating a brighter future for the child while protecting your reputation. Through our proven methodology, the Child Labor Operational Procedures, we help brands and retailers address instances of child labor in their supply chain in a considered and responsible way. A number of companies have adopted our compliance audit as their monitoring standard approach to dealing with child labor. We help to prevent child labor by offering assessments and training at site level to help your suppliers verify workers' ages. Where necessary, we advise on building more effective systems. With a keen focus on children's welfare, we develop an understanding of each child's needs and aspirations, seek their parents' view, and develop effective solutions. Partnering with NGOs on the ground, we select appropriate schooling, negotiate financial support and monitor the child's development over time. In addition to compulsory academic education, we help former child workers fulfill specific aspirations by helping them undertake vocational courses in topics including artisan work, IT, accounting, childcare, teaching and beauty. Key benefits: you gain expert support in identifying, addressing, and preventing future instances of child labor swiftly and effectively, creating a brighter future for the child while helping to protecting your reputation. Accredium Global Compliance Services LLP. Head office is in New Delhi, India. For more information please visit our site www.agcsverified.com. Email info@agcsverified.com. We are AGCS Global Compliance Services.